So welcome to the first Bear Pit podcast.
First one ever.
First one ever. We did have a guest.
But he's not here.
But he couldn't make it, unfortunately. Yeah. And fair play. I'm sure being a football agent is a very
hectic,
busy job.
Yeah.
So we will have Clive Clark on eventually.
Yeah.
Whenever he is free. But don't worry because we have got other guests coming. We're not going to allude. I was trying to think of a clue for the next one, but
you can't.
I think it gives it
You
away.
Don't want to put the clue in full stop, do you?
No.
You've got to avoid the clue.
Yeah. No clue.
Could we just say legend?
Yeah. Let's just say Stoke.
We'll go with that.
So yeah, that is coming up, but we haven't got Clive Clark this week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he will be on at some point, I imagine, because he's a decent guy, and he'll just reschedule when he can.
Yeah.
If you are watching as well, because we are on YouTube, then make sure you drop a like on this video, and also go and go and listen to us on iTunes, Acast, SoundCloud, wherever else we're going.
You've got us everywhere, haven't you?
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Yeah.
Like, it's not even a podcast really, because it's a video too. But anyway, first we'll start off with the Man Utd game.
Yeah.
Heartbreak, and it's weird being heartbreak and getting a point from Man United.
But I mean, naturally, the circumstances of that game would break any Stoke fan's heart. But it's a weird one. My reactions I went for initially, I was absolutely heartbroken. I mean, a 94th minute equaliser for Man United broke my heart. But then I started to look back on it and think, well, if I'm totally honest, they battered us. I don't want to be too critical of Stoke because I thought we played well. But I think a draw was probably the least Man United deserved, without bashing Stoke too much. We played well, don't get me wrong, but Man United in fine form. I think they did deserve the draw, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Again, 2 games, how many shots and just 1 goal from each?
I know. I think both the home and away leg this year, I think we've done well to come out with 2 points. Very well. I thought the defence and the defensive midfielders were fantastic. And
Joe Allen had his worst game for me.
A few people said that. Yeah, I heard that. My dad kept moaning about Joe Allen. He wanted him to come off.
And he gave away the free kick as well for that goal at the end. I mean, I think it was just. I think everyone's got that element towards the end of the game, a lazy challenge. But yeah, that was his worst.
Who would you have played instead of Joe Allen?
I don't know.
No, not that you would have dropped him, but who's
him.
your first person would you consider to bring in for Joe Allen if he hits a bit of rough form?
Bojan.
Would you?
Yeah. Bojan. You love Bojan. 10. I love Bojan.
But the problem with Bojan is, I think, as much as Joe Allen had one of his, I don't even want to say poorer games, but one of his, he's played better. Bojan would not run half as much as he did against Man United. No. Even though he wasn't having that much of an effect on the game, he was absolutely everywhere still, closing down midfielders and strikers and all the rest of it.
Yeah, definitely, completely different types of player, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna deny my undying love for Bojan anymore.
You do love him, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm right in the middle of Bojan.
If he goes, I'm jumping off Ball Street roof or whatever, highest place I can find.
It's not worth it, man. We've got Affeline, Shaq, it's fine.
Yeah. Right. I should mention as well, because I forgot at the start, we are going to be giving away this Stoke shirt and this No Allen No Party tee, because podcasts can be as good as they like, but the real way you get listeners is by giving shit away.
That's they want something in return.
Exactly. So
yeah,
I'll explain more at the end, but this is going to be given away at the end of the season. We're going to give this away by the end of the week or on the next podcast, the No Allen No Party tee. But this episode, we're going to preview the Everton game at the end, but it's an absolute mile away.
Isn't it? It's horrible.
It's so weird, just
horrible.
That far away, going on the FA Cup so early.
When Stoke aren't playing the weekend, I mean, Tuesday
well,
today.
I've a trip to Spain.
You're in Spain?
I'm going to Spain this weekend.
That's alright, isn't it, for you? Yeah, sorry. But when there's no game for a week and a half as it is, it's soul destroying. I wake up on the Monday morning, Tuesday morning, and think, fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? I'm absolutely gutted that there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
Nothing to do at all.
So yeah, there's no game this weekend. So instead, you're going to be getting to know the Bear Pit a bit. Like a bit of rhyming there going on. I didn't even mean to do it. So the Bear Pit has been started since 2015.
You know what, I could do with a bit of a history lesson with the Bear Pit.
I was going to say, because you're quite recent, Craig. We did have Dave, but we sacked him. We didn't sack him.
That was nothing to do with the Dave situation.
We didn't sack Dave.
I came in at the start of this season. I knew of the Bear Pit channel. I watched it from time to time. But I didn't know half of the elements that made up Bear Pit. I had the bloggers and all the rest of it. I didn't have a clue. I didn't know when it started and all the rest of it. So I can learn a bit.
Yes, you can learn a bit too.
Yeah.
I started it pretty much because, just like starting this podcast, really. There was other ones out there. There was
Yeah.
the Arsenal Fan TV, probably the biggest. You got the Red Men, you got your full-time Devils, and
Yeah.
there wasn't one for Stoke. So it's sort of like a gap in the market thing. There was going to be one eventually. There had to be someone to start it. So why not me?
So you thought I'll do it.
Yeah, why not start myself? And
Yeah.
madly enough, some people do throw some snide comments in now and then for living in London, which is a strange one. But if I had to move to London,
Yeah.
I'd never have had the opportunity to do this because of my old job at Bet365.
Yeah.
It's like working in a chicken pen. Like you're in there every weekend. You have one weekend off in 6.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
absolutely no chance of being
He was
able to.
chucking snide comments, aren't they, about the London, living in London?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that.
I saw one this weekend. It was
What
like
did it say?
London TV or something. God knows. It's not
What is
like
that?
it's not like we don't travel back and do a match day experience
Yeah.
weekend video every weekend.
I've been down in London now for I moved down in 2010 and I must have spent, I dread to think, match tickets, season tickets, train fares on Stoke.
Oh, train
Thousands
fares
of-
is the worst.
Train fares is the real killer. I spent 60 quid alone on Saturday getting up for the Man United game. Geez, conceding the 94th minute. It's very
But
annoying.
it's so sweet when you get one for free. Do you get that often? Last time down I got a Fiji for free.
What was your plan? What did you do?
The barriers are open at Stoke. I think they're always open for some reason, or most of the time.
Yeah.
Got on, and checked the ticket
There you
straight
go.
off. And just
That's a shame to
laughing.
see.
£70 saved.
Shame to see
Absolutely
that.
laughing.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Bear Pit TV started it. The first game we did was Tottenham 2-2 away.
Yeah.
Did a video for that. Dropped the phone when we celebrated the equaliser, Juice header.
All part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Part of it, yeah.
So that's where it started. It's just gone from there, really. We're now part of Ball Street, which is a network of fan channels, including Arsenal Fan TV, the Red Men. Also do some great things.
That's where we kind of met, didn't we?
Yeah, because you're an experienced podcaster.
I suppose I am. Yeah, so whilst I'm here.
Yeah.
Whilst I'm
Yeah,
here.
give it a plug, give it a plug,
whilst I'm
mate.
here. I do a podcast with 3 other mates of mine. We've got a Chelsea season ticket holder, Brentford QPR.
And you might know James as the QPR fan. You might know him from Ball Street.
James Orcott, yeah, he's a mate of mine that works for Ball Street, and you obviously knew Jay via Ball Street before. I knew Jay for just being a mate, and on my podcast, Great Touch for a Big Lad. If you're on another podcast, listen to that one. And he kind of introduced us, although I bumped into you at Luton away, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I interviewed you.
You were looking for someone for an interview, for he's the man for me.
Yeah, grabbed
He
you
needs
at the
to-
missus.
I was, yeah, Vicky
the
was there,
missus.
yeah.
Half-time chat. Do you know what? That was the reason I knew you could string a sentence together.
Yeah,
That's what
we
it
managed
was.
it. And then we bumped into each other at Marseille, in the Euros, didn't we?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
less said about Marseille, the better. I've said if Stoke got in the Europa League final,
Yeah.
I'd still not go. Back
Is that
to
where it is
Marseille.
this time?
No. I'm just saying if it was.
If it ever got back to
it
Marseille.
ever held there,
It was hell,
I'd
wasn't it?
never, ever go back to Marseille.
It was. I didn't know who hated us more. Like the French police or the Russian mafia. It was nightmare, wasn't it? That city.
Absolute nightmare.
It wasn't fun.
No, not at all.
No.
And the Bear Pits just grew and grew. Grew and grew and grew. We're now podcasting. We've got a website, we've got YouTube, we've got Snapchat, we've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. We've got all of it, basically. We've got a collection of bloggers, which sometimes land us in a bit of crap, those bloggers.
Yeah.
Those pesky bloggers. Tom
Yeah.
Thrower especially.
Yeah.
If anyone doesn't know this story, this weekend just gone. A lot of people don't realise that I get a lot of the shit for all of it, even
Look,
though it's not
mate,
always me.
yeah,
there is a lot of us.
Before I came into Bear Pit, I assumed it was just you that did it.
Yeah.
I didn't know there's bloggers behind the scenes that were also commenting and doing the commentary on the games and stuff. I did think it was you.
Yeah, so
You only.
to be fair, we even announce it now before they get like on Twitter or Facebook. Someone's like, if Zach does it, he'll say it's the American Nola Stokey. He'll put
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and resist from doing touchdowns today. Tom Thrower said, to be fair to him, said I'm doing the commentary, and then he said, to be fair to him, he's got his opinion.
So what was
and
he
he's
saying?
right.
What was his commentary,
He's
was
right
he?
to have an opinion. I'd fight his right to have an opinion, but
Yeah.
at the end he said it was a dire performance.
It wasn't a dive for.
It wasn't a dire performance,
Tom
but
Thrower,
then
that's wrong,
all
mate.
kicked off. People saying, "No, dive tagging me. Hackney's a wanker," shit like that. It's
yeah.
not even me. Tom Thrower's come out of his mum's womb saying Hughes out.
Yeah.
like
He's been against Hughes a lot this season. It's ridiculous.
He has. He's got.
He should chill out,
I think Hughes did something to him when he was little, but let's not go into that. So yeah, the Bear Pit's gone on and on. There is a lot of us now as well. And we will hopefully get some of the other guys on the podcast as well.
Yeah.
If we are recording it in London, though, there's not many who can probably make it to here
Down here.
to record it.
Might do one up north every now and
Yeah,
then.
we'll do one up north every now and then. We do one up north next weekend with a Stoke legend.
We are indeed,
We
yeah.
are indeed after West Brom.
Yeah,
We still
yeah.
can't say who though.
No.
and some other things, you know, like I can't wait for this summer to come again for pre-season, because pre-season's absolutely amazing for me. I did Copenhagen the year before, Hamburg this year. We went and we actually got, like, for the Bear Pit, something that was only going a year. We got press accreditation.
How did you manage that?
The club actually helped us out with that one.
Did they?
Yeah, which is, you know, I understand the club have to keep us at arm's length a lot of the time, because at the end of the day we are an opinion.
Yeah.
It might not always be
their
something.
opinion.
Yeah, it might not always be the club's opinion. It might not always reflect what the club are thinking. So they do have to keep us at arm's length, which is fair enough. But with that last pre-season, they did really help us out. They actually, you know, put me in touch with Hamburg. I got in touch with a guy called Hans Till, I think. Shout out Hans Till if you're listening. From Hamburg. He's probably not.
He's definitely not.
He's probably doing something else. It's probably one of them brothels in Hamburg. There's plenty of them.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
There's a lot of things about them.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
No.
So, they managed to get us press accreditation. It was brilliant. Never experienced anything like it before.
I was gutted about that because I was on the verge of going to Hamburg. You texted me a few weeks before you went and said, do you want to come? And I was a maybe for ages, and I just couldn't go last minute for whatever reason, and I ballsed up, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because that would have been amazing. I really messed up there. I've been to Hamburg before, it's an amazing city, and to see Stoke there in pre-season friendly, with all that press access as well. Yeah, I messed up.
It was brilliant.
Really messed
It
up.
was a great weekend. A lot of Stokies that I know say it was one of the best pre-season, you know, or sort of away day.
Yeah, you know my mate Mark Cumberbatch, don't you?
Yeah.
He will not shut up about Hamburg.
I know, I was with him.
You were with Max, yeah, he absolutely loved that trip. I'm very, very jealous. I missed it.
Yeah, it was brilliant. You know, and we still, I don't know what that noise is in the cupboard.
Heating.
Pipes, eating. So, and also this year, I shouldn't cover my mouth when I'm on a podcast, I'll start learning. Also this year on the Fans Council as well, which is really interesting.
That is good.
Which is, you know, it's really opens my eyes into, you know, how the club work with fans and how they try and...
How have you found it so far then? Has it been quite... It's not just a relationship for the sake of looking like you care, is there? There's something behind that.
Yeah, they do actually, you know, seem to action a lot of the things what are said, which is, you know, interesting enough. I don't think I'm allowed to go into too much of it.
Aren't you?
No.
Top secret.
Top secret. I missed the last one because I was on holiday, but I was at the previous one and I'm attending the next one, which is before the Palace game.
Yeah. Can we put a shout out then? I don't know. If there's one thing that fans want to see the club introduce, can they make suggestions to put to you?
I'm going to shut this door. You carry on, Craig.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is, Elliot's obviously got access to the Fans Council now, and if there's any ideas you guys have got out there where you think the club could benefit from, something the club are doing at the moment, let us know, and specifically let Elliot know, and you could potentially put it forward, couldn't you?
Yeah, potentially.
One thing that comes to my mind straight away, and it does my head in every single home game, I'd love to get a quick beer in at half time, but the queuing's just nuts, and I don't know how contactless payments not made it into football stadiums.
I've actually raised this.
That's a big one for me. It's not worth getting a pint at
I don't know if
half-time.
I'm allowed to say it or not. But that has been raised with the council.
Okay. So there you are.
We'll leave
That's
it
one
there.
thing already, yeah.
I don't think I can go into it anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, there are some sort of downsides to the Bear Pit, as I just said. There's people who don't realise there's a lot of us. The Tom Thrower stick. We actually had I had a guy come up to me at one game. He was like, "Oh, Elliot from Bear Pit." I was like, "Yeah, you're right, mate." He was like, "Yeah, but you're a dickhead." I was like, "Why?" I was like, "What have I done?" Because you don't like John Walters. I was like, "I fucking love John Walters." Where
had he got that from?
Just one, like, people just take one post, one tweet, or one little piece of information all against you, even though it's probably not you. And I was like, I love John Waters. He's a Premier League all-time leading goal scorer.
He's a legend.
He works hard, as Tony had said.
I've been with Beth now since August. I've not had any stickers yet. Nothing as yet.
I hope he gets some, just to like ration it out.
You trying to share the load, do you? Yeah, I'm doing alright. Maybe I'm just a likeable guy. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'm not.
Could be that good.
It might be that. Yeah. So we've sort of covered Bear Pit. So for also, because people are going to be listening, people have probably already been listening to us every week through video, the form of video.
Yeah.
But they might not know us.
No.
Might not know us, Craig.
No. I don't know if they want to know us, but
I don't know if they want to know us.
No.
That's another great point.
If you don't, turn off now.
Yeah, that's a great point actually. if you don't want to know us, turn off now because we're going to get to know us. So we're going to speak about sort of our first, best, worst, and how we sort of started supporting Stoke.
Yeah.
So go on, how did you start supporting Stoke?
I literally, I can't remember the exact moment, but if truth be told, I never had a say in the matter. My granddad's Stokey, dad's Stokey, my brother's Stokey, my uncle comes now. I don't think there was ever an issue. It's not like I went to my dad's, I want to get into football, help me out. I just went down to the Victoria ground. That was it. So I had no say in the matter, and I think it was a fantastic decision by my family to get me involved in Stoke. Because who knows, it could have been. It could have been Man United or someone rubbish like that, but it was definitely Stoke from day one.
Yeah.
No option in the matter.
I can't. I've just got vague memories. The first memory I've got of going to Stoke is the Victoria ground, and I'm not sure if you weren't allocated a seat.
Yeah.
But I'd, like every 10 minutes I'd say, Dad, I won't go in the top tier, be in the top, I won't go in the bottom. And I think we went up and down about 5 or 6 times in the space of one game.
Yeah.
That's the only memory I have of the Victoria ground. I'm not sure if it's because I've drank a lot since, or
You just
I just can't remember.
I'm 30. I've got a bit of a baby face when I'm 30, but I've got reasonable memories of the Vic. I remember it quite well. We used to sit in the Sentinel stand, and I remember me and my brothers, we always used to sit on the back of the wooden seats because the view was crap, so we had to kind of perch yourself up a little bit. I remember the smell of cigar smoke wafting all over the place, and then the programme sellers march up and down well into the game and stuff. Yeah, Vic holds some amazing memories. I think my first ever game there actually was an England under-18 game against France, and I think it was Sol Campbell was the captain.
Right.
My granddad took me. That was my first ever memory of the Vic, and yeah, it was wicked.
Yeah, I love it. Like I said, I wish I could remember more about the Vic, but I just really don't. I'm only 26 years old. You know, all those people shouting up, "Oh, if you weren't there when, you're not a true fan."
Yeah,
well, I was 6. What do you want me fucking do?
Yeah, I know, you get that hard, don't you? Yeah.
Why weren't you there at the 1972 League Cup final? Well, my dad wasn't even fucking born, that's why. But yeah, so what's your... So that's sort of how you've started supporting Stoke.
How did you get into Stoke? And who took you down?
Oh,
Was
my
your
dad. Yeah, my
your
dad.
Your dad's a Stokey, is he?
Yeah, my dad's a Stokey.
Yeah.
I don't know much about my granddad because, without going into too much detail, my dad didn't really know him that well.
Right.
But, well, he did know him, but he just didn't know him for very long.
Yeah.
So yeah, my dad just took me.
That was that, wasn't it?
That was that.
We need to thank our dads for that.
Yeah,
we do.
Thanks, Dad. Funnily enough, because I've no doubt I'll take a picture of it and put it on Bearpit this weekend when I go to Spain. But my mum and dad live in Spain.
Yeah.
And he's actually built like a Stoke badge mural into the side of
saw
the
that.
house. So, yeah,
That's
have you seen it?
phenomenal. It's like this mosaic.
Yeah.
The new Stoke badge, like this one here, and it's phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing, that.
So, yeah, I'll no doubt.
He built that, did he?
He's built it into the wall. Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's like that's some more arty take on the guy in Albert Avenue in Western Croydon who's got a big Stoke badge stuck on the side of his house.
You ever see that?
That's in my nan's street. I drive every time. I don't drive. Every time I go around, I just see it and I think, oh my god,
it's fantastic.
That is
I
incredible.
absolutely love that.
Absolutely
Yeah.
incredible.
We need to get that. Whoever put that up, we need to get them on the podcast.
Yeah.
I know what inspired them to dress the house in a
I wonder if
40-foot
that's.
Stoke badge.
Do you reckon that's decreased the value?
If it's a Port Vale fan, it certainly has, yeah.
Well, yeah.
They're not
Depends
really
who's buying the house, doesn't it?
Yeah. Even a Stoke fan, I think twice, if I'm honest.
Yeah, they probably would. Probably would. What's your... Should we do best or first worst? Best or worst?
Best or worst? I saved the best to last. Let's go for worst.
Okay,
memory.
worst.
You kick us off.
Mine was the Liverpool 8-0.
Yeah, that was a shit night, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it was shit.
I think I cried. I'm not
Did
sure,
you?
but I remember it was fucking freezing.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dad, can we just go home? I remember the scoreboard losing count.
Nine,
thinking it was
popped up,
9.
didn't it?
Yeah, but I think I've always had a soft spot for Liverpool, and I lived there for 3 years. Some
Yeah.
people call it out on me, so you're a fucking Liverpool fan. No, I just fucking lived there.
Yeah. So when you say soft spot Liverpool, the city?
Both. I used to work at the club as well.
Oh, did you?
Just selling hot dogs and shit.
Yeah.
But so I'm really looking forward to seeing Owen.
Yeah.
Heskey.
Yeah, yeah.
But then once it went 3-0, I was just
Took the shine off it, didn't it?
oh
Yeah.
it was horrible.
I remember that game. It was because that was nearly when Stoke had been in the top flight for the best part of 20 years at that point, I imagine. And my school, it was just full of basically Man United, Liverpool fans. That was it, and you just knew that you're gonna get a load of stick from fans that had never even been to Anfield or Liverpool, giving me stick because their team beat me. It's just like, you've never even been, mate.
Yeah.
You've never been. You don't have the right to give me stick about beating my team. It wound me up so much.
Is that your worst, or is there nothing?
No, that was a very shit day, don't get me wrong. My worst one was probably the day we lost to Walsall in the playoffs. It's the season before we went up. Yeah, the season we went up, before we went up, and my Stoke supporting career up until that point had just been the lower leagues, really. It was the Championship or Division 1 as it was, and Division 2. That was all I'd really known. I think I had a season ticket about 8 years. I remember losing that day. I think we went 1-0 with Kavanagh scored a worldie, a volley, if I remember. We went down, me and my brothers and my dad. And before you knew it was 4-1, and we were just like, we're literally never getting out of this division. This is it. And to really compound the whole day and the whole season, I opened the Sentinel the next day, and it was like season review. It was my face, my 13-year-old face, splashed across the back page, looking as miserable as you like.
Yeah.
I've still got it now, my mum and dad have. But that, I just thought, my Stoke supporting life is going to be defined by Division 2. That's the division we're in. That's where we'll stay. And I was absolutely gutted that day. Yeah. Absolutely gutted. That was really. And also, tell you another one, because I grew up around Sandmatch, so quite a few of my mates were Crew fans. So more than Vale in a sense. When I was growing up, it was Crew that was kind of a bit the rival for Stoke. And it was the first time Stoke had played Crew in donkey's years in the league. I remember them beating us, and the amount of stick I got, that was low. I was absolutely gutted. I remember my brother getting really wound up and kicking a seat, and it was heartbreak. Heartbreak losing to Crew. Yeah.
So then going on to best memories.
Here we go.
Now this is a good bit.
Yeah.
I've got plenty. I don't know if I can figure out what actually is my best, because I'm trying to work out between playoff final.
Yeah.
I think I was too young to properly
Take
appreciate it. Because I think I fell asleep on the bus back, and if you're our age now, you're not falling asleep.
Well, this is it. Yeah, similar to me. I think I was maybe 14, 15 when we beat Brentford in the playoff final, and it was a case of that day we drove into Cardiff, we won, and then we just went home. Because I think you don't go out, do you?
Yeah,
so you don't kind of revel in the moment as much as you would do nowadays.
Yeah, but fast forward, it's close between promotion and the promotion party. I was on the pitch. My best mate was not my best mate. He's not my best mate. He's my mate.
He's really good. Who's that? Does he think
Sam Dyer? He'll know.
Does he think that you are best mates?
No, he'll agree. He'll agree. He's not my best mate. I don't even know why I said best mate. Sam Dyer, he knows who he is. Okay. He is a mate. We were all down on the pitch, but he was just in front of me, and I think he slapped Dicko on the chest.
Yeah.
Grabbed him, and then he was it was that photo on the back of every national paper.
Yeah. One with Dicko screaming his head off.
Yeah,
and that's your mate, the mopper.
Yeah,
I've still got that paper at home.
Yeah,
covered so it don't get ruined. Yeah, I've still got that picture.
That's him.
Yeah,
because that's just because he ran ahead of me. Like that would be me. Because I was gutted.
And he's screaming his head off. Yeah, that's funny.
But
that was a great.
Then you've got Bolton.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I think that's going to take it for me as my best, because it was a proper away day. Got my mate to drive down, not the best mate, my mate to drive down on the beer all day. Well, not beer, I don't drink beer, I drink cider. I always get things wrong. On the cider all day.
It's all right.
On the way down, drinking at the game. There was a massive, brilliant atmosphere. Went to this pub before the game where everyone was. It was all Stoke fans singing. Then the game, and then that result was
just mind blowing. I mean, I know we went on to lose the final and all the rest of it.
And a bloke in front with his little girl, and they'd had a bet on 5 now.
Seriously?
Yeah, because the little girl who was with them said it's going to be 5-0, Dad. So they put a fucking bet.
Fucking hell, how much did he win for that? That's phenomenal.
It must have been.
That's amazing.
Upwards of. It must have been 100 to 1 or above.
Yeah, but that was the real, for me, pinnacle of. Because, like I say, looking back on that Walsall game, the majority of my Stoke supporting life was the cliche, typical Stoke. And that game was the first time I thought, okay, we've actually, that's a memory. That's a real memory. I mean, who wins at Wembley 5-0 in any decent game? It's very rare. I mean,
especially competitive games.
Like the FA
we weren't going into that as like favourites.
They were just above us. I think they had. Owen Coyle was a manager. Yeah. They'd been reinvented apparently as this football playing Bolton. But yeah, they were just above us in the league. I think we were the underdog slightly. We absolutely battered them. We absolutely spanked them. It was amazing that
It was embarrassing for them.
It was embarrassing. typical me, I'm quite a pessimistic person. I always think the worst thing's going to happen with Stoke, because often it usually does. Even at 4-0, I was shitting myself. I thought, we're going to fuck this. We're going to ruin this. I can see it already now, biggest collapse in Wembley history. And it took me a while to actually settle in. When the fifth went in, I finally chilled out and thought, we've actually just won an FA Cup game at Wembley 5-0, and it was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It was mind-blowing. It was
Ridiculous.
amazing. It really was.
That is my best memory, especially the afterwards as well. I think I went back, went out. I think I remember people.
Was it a Sunday? It was a Sunday, that game, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
I think I'd wear the next day. I don't remember doing anything exciting myself after that. I think I just went home, which is a bit of an anticlimax. I don't remember doing anything decent after that.
I went out. I don't know what day it was, but I did go out because that's what helped cement it as my best ever Stoke memory. Because I went out, it carried on all night.
Yeah.
Drinking, going out to Hanley,
Yeah.
the lot.
You went for it.
Went for it.
That's class.
So is that your best, or you got? Different?
No, I'd say I've got 4.
You can't have 4, Craig.
No,
I'm just
gonna have
give
4.
him 1.
I can't. I tell you what, I can separate one of them, but the other 3 all share second place. So the second place one is the 5-0 against Bolton, as we've explained, phenomenal. Promotion was amazing. That was an absolutely great day. Obviously, just the general Valencia trip was out of this world. That was unbelievable day. I kept having to kind of get myself thinking, I'm watching Stoke abroad here in the Europa League, where it was called.
You know, I was a poor student at the time. I didn't go.
Oh
to
mate, you had a
European
nightmare.
tour.
I don't want to compound your misery, but that was
student.
phenomenal.
Poor student.
Oh, it was so good, and the ground was like a health and safety disaster. It was just crap, but in a good way. Yeah, but it was an amazing stadium. It's just rusty and a bit rusty, but it was amazing.
They're all
fun.
like that in Spain.
Yeah, and it wouldn't last a day in bloody England, but it was just the experience was amazing. But my number one, and it still exists. I think it will stay like this for a long, long time. And it's in relation to the Walsall defeat. Is beating Cardiff away in that second playoff leg, semi-final, 2002.
Before the final.
Yeah, no one had beaten. That's why I'm at Clive Clark because he played that game. Obviously.
Yeah, I did my research.
Yeah.
Ready for him, and I think he said that was like the more competitive game. And
Oh, definitely.
They knew they could do a job in the final. They just had to get past.
Yeah, completely. And I remember that season I despised Cardiff because they nicked Fawn and Kavanagh off us. It was looking like we're going to spend another season in this horrible division. No one had beaten Cardiff 2-0 away all season, and we somehow did it. James O'Connor last minute, and then Ulari's arse in extra time or whatever it was.
Arse.
And I know things have changed then, and Coates come back, but I think that was the first mini step towards the revival of the club. Was that day, and it was just amazing. I was over the moon. It was the combination of beating a team you absolutely hated in the most dramatic fashion, to get out of a division that you just hated. It all came together that day, and I knew we weren't going to lose to Brentford. And it's ironic because the lad I do my podcast with, Dom, was a Brentford fan, and he thought the same going into that final, because I think they beat Huddersfield in a dramatic fashion as well. But I just knew we were going to win that day, and we naturally did. The hard work was done. When we beat Cardiff, we were up.
Yeah.
We were sorted.
So we've done best, worst, first, all that.
Yeah.
Favourite player?
Favourite player, probably.
And why?
Probably Ricardo Fuller, I'd say, because he just typified the whole Pulis thing, the Premiership early years. He was just amazing, wasn't he? He was wicked. I think we were quite fortunate because he'd been at the Premiership before with Portsmouth, I think. It hadn't worked out for him. I think he had a bit of a reputation for being injury prone. So we got him on that downward curve in the sense of his reputation wasn't that great. But he was phenomenal. Even when he wasn't scoring goals, he was assisting. I've never seen a player get to the touchline, the byline, and somehow drive into the box. The amount of chances he must have created and assisted is just, I've lost count. He's an absolute legend. Notable mentions to John Waltons, Ryan Shawcross, Glenn Whelan, but yeah, Ricky Fuller for me. Absolute god.
Mine's a bit of a cult hero, a bit from left field, because you've got all your obvious ones.
Yeah.
But for me, I fucking loved Rory Delap. I just loved him.
He's class, isn't he?
I just loved him.
I'd say what helps as well with people like Rory Delap and Whelans, they seem like decent people.
Oh yeah.
And it does add to that, doesn't it?
Rory does all that stuff for Donna Louise.
Yeah, exactly. That comes through.
You've just been a footballer for all your career. Like, if I was a footballer for all my career and I've got some money in that, I don't think I'd be arsed.
Wouldn't you?
No. I want to be riding bikes, fucking all over the
I like
shop.
your honesty.
For this, I'd want to do some stuff for charity with Bearpit. We've got some stuff in the pipeline, but none of them involve me getting on
I
a
like
bike.
your honesty there. I'm going to say, for the purpose of this podcast and video, I definitely would.
Right.
Definitely would. Yeah,
Okay,
no messing about.
No, I wouldn't. I'd do something a lot easier that still raises just as much.
Oh right, okay, yeah. That's fair. Yeah, Rory, he really put Stoke on the map, didn't he?
For me, those long throws just epitomised everything we were about.
It was the metaphor for what Stoke were.
Yeah,
was
and
that thunderous throw.
we just had the cheer every time one went in, like oof.
Yeah.
We were scoring from him. There was talks of him going and fucking doing javelin for Ireland.
Yeah,
the lot.
And I love the fact that he got other clubs' backs up, and the Premier League's backs up. They didn't like Wenger and Arsenal and all the rest of it. They didn't like it, and it really made me feel proud. That our club could come into this establishment and take control.
No one knew what to fucking do with him.
Yeah.
Not an absolute clue. People were bamboozled.
These multi-millionaire defenders are like, what the fuck is this?
No one had an absolute Scooby-Doo what to do with them. Like Boas Mile kicking it out for a fucking corner. And then you've got Dean Windass trying like put him off and get him booked. Like just people had no clue whatsoever.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it?
And not only did he have his throw, but he was a tireless sort of.
He was a good, underrated player as well.
Underrated.
Actually. He really was.
Real utility player for us.
Yeah, he was. I think he was the Glenn Whelan before nowadays Glenn Whelan, if that makes sense. He was the true defensive midfielder when we first come up, and he's an amazing player. He doesn't get enough credit for his footballing ability, Rory. But yeah, that's a great. And one more shout as well. We have to mention Pulis.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's at West Brom or whatever will or may happen.
He got us to where we are.
Yeah, he's a legend. He really is an absolute legend. The best manager of my Stoke sporting career so far.
Yeah.
Hughes is obviously pushing him
I
close.
think I've only had 4.
Yeah, he's definitely going to win.
5.
Isn't he?
5 with Cotton.
Yeah, it's not Chris Kamara, is it?
No.
No. But yeah, he's a legend, Pulis, and I think Hughes will push him far. And if Hughes maybe gets into a final or a trophy, or maybe stinks Europe, they're going to be neck
It's
and
not
neck.
in this season. Well, I guess unless we start climbing up that table.
We have to beat Everton for an absolute start. But yeah, Pulis, legend, absolute legend.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Tony Pulis if he's listening. He probably won't be.
Probably not, but nonetheless,
Probably
maybe
won't
we'll get
be.
to him somewhere.
Yeah. He did a lot for this club. He also put us on the map in the Premier League, got us promotion, kept us up in the first season.
Yeah.
Well, the first season of his return.
Yeah. And he endeared himself to the city, didn't he? Again, with loads of charity, Donna Louise and all that. He loved it.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's at West Brom and can be a bit of a dick to us, but he'd be a bit of a dick for us.
Yeah, but his job's to manage West Brom and do whatever he's got to do there. So he can do what he wants.
Exactly. So all is sort of forgiven. Right, people have got to know us. I feel now, Craig.
I think so.
I think they're done.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear anything else about our fucking lives.
No, the same.
So instead, let's go on to the Everton game that's coming up. It's like, as I say, it's not until next Wednesday. Yeah. It's a strange one, this, because we've got the games on the Wednesday. There's Liverpool, Chelsea on the Tuesday, and there's some games like the games in between the transfer window. It's a strange one. I don't know if this has ever happened before.
I don't know. It's very odd. It's really odd.
You're gonna have players being sold. Like,
potentially, yeah.
How the fuck?
I don't know. You could have one player literally, playing for his club that night, and the next day, after the game, he gets taken off as you're off to whenever. Yeah, I know. It's bizarre.
It's a strange one.
Really, really
strange
weird.
one. Imagine someone's
gets bought by the other team.
Costa, you're off. Why? You're off to China, mate.
Yeah, sub him at half time. Yeah, on the plane.
It is really.
It makes it weird the fact there's no. Well, Stoke can't play. There's no game this Saturday. It seems odd that one's coming round so quick after
after the FA Cup.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. But it's a big game. I think if we really want to get a foothold in this mini league of 7th, 8th, 9th, this is a game we need to win. And something I noticed as well after Man United, unlike a Hughes team, we've not beaten a decent team this year, really, have we?
No, we've been beating all the sides around us,
which is unusual. It's kind of flipped around this year a little bit. We usually do scramble results against them.
Yeah, we usually do well and get some real scalps.
Yeah, and we need to get one at some point. And Everton seems like, it is the lowest team of the bigger team, so to speak. And I think it's a really good opportunity to go in and get something against them.
Yeah, I mean they're coming in off the back of some good results themselves. They've absolutely pasted Man City.
Yeah,
but I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they've been that good on the road.
No. Their away record's really, really poor, and he was getting a lot of stick for it, Ronald Koeman was, so.
And they're still to do, Everton fans were expecting this big cash windfall.
What is that? Yeah, because they got bought out by some billionaire.
Mashiri, I think.
The thing is, you never know if you're going to get like an Abramovich or bloody Vincent Tan, do you? When a big consortium comes, you don't really know anymore what the reality of the situation is.
From what I've seen at Everton, this guy seems, to have his head pretty screwed on. I think he's spending, but cautiously.
Cleverly, yeah.
They've already put the plans in place for a new stadium that's going to be on the docks.
Yeah.
So it does look like they're moving forward, but gradually.
Yeah.
They've not gone mad. Like say when Mark Hughes was at Man City, and they just threw money at anyone. They had Joe and
Fabinho come over, didn't it?
He did well at first.
It went a bit wrong, didn't it?
But
But
went a bit wrong.
Yeah.
But there was plenty of weird signings, around those times when you're first trying to find, when you've got loads of money to spend and then you just don't know what to do with it.
Well, if they've got that, if they've actually got a stupidly rich owner that's clever, not daft in investment, they've hit the jackpot. But time will tell.
Definitely.
Because they're rare. Very, very rare.
And mentioning the transfer window as well before we go, what do you want to see from the rest of the transfer window? Because I think, apart from trying to get Bruno on a permanent, I think we could be all done.
I think so. I still wouldn't mind a bit of competition for the wings. I know we've got Sobe and he seems like the natural competition. I know he's in Africa at the moment, but Hughes obviously doesn't see him as natural competition because he's barely featured this year despite playing well. And I still would love to see a Matty Everton tricky, fast-pacey winger. Because
just
I can't
beat
remember,
a man and cross.
Yeah, it's doing me head in. Shaq always cuts in, Arnie always cuts in. I want to see a traditional chalk on the boots winger. Because I think we've not had that, well, since Matty and Jermaine Pennant. I think we're really, really lacking that. I'd love to see one of them. Not to necessarily start, just to challenge.
Yeah.
Sobe should be that, but apparently he's not at the moment.
On that same note, to challenge, I'd like to see a fullback come in.
Yeah, left
To
or right.
challenge Eric.
Yeah, I think Eric is slowly becoming. I think whipping boy is a bit harsh, but a lot of Stoke fans are questioning Peters a little bit. He played really well against Man United.
He did
actually,
play well,
and he kind of scored.
he is one of our most consistent performers.
He
Usually.
is. He is.
But he's getting on. The majority of the squad's getting on. Central midfield across the back. With the exception of Bruno.
Yeah.
They're all either 30s or nearing 30s.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind a young left back.
Yeah, I think you could also argue
challenge.
a centre back as well. Really, let's face it. Shawcross or Indy gets injured.
We've got Manisa.
And he's
If he
always
stays.
injured. He's always injured. / will he be here? And Cameron, God knows what's. I don't feel the club have communicated his injury very well. I don't know what's happened to Cameron. Such a shame because he's playing well.
Yeah, again, another one of those injuries we never know anything about.
Yeah.
Same with Jack. Although he has tweeted today that he's,
Yeah, I saw that. He's off
X-rays
his
gone
crutches,
well.
yeah.
He's off his
Yeah.
crutches. But yeah, we're done. That's the first Bear Pit podcast.
It's all right, that.
The Bear Pit pod. Enjoyed that. I
it's
enjoyed
good.
that.
It's good.
It's let us know if you did enjoy it as well. Time to explain how you could win some shit. So we've got this Stoke shirt. It's going to be signed by every guest that we have on the pod. If you want to try and win this Stoke shirt, then what you've got to do is leave us a review on iTunes. A 5-star review would be nice. It doesn't have to be. But
Take a 4-star, then, wouldn't we?
we'd take a 4-star.
Yeah.
Every time you leave us a review throughout the podcasts at the end of the season, every review you leave on each podcast is going to be an entry to a raffle. So if you comment on every podcast leading up to the end of the season, say there's 20, and you comment on every one, that's 20 entries into the raffle. Leave one, you just do one, you just comment today, you get one entry. So the more the better, really. You could win this home Stoke shirt. It's going to be signed by every guest we have. I'm not going to mention who's coming on because it's a secret, isn't it, Craig?
Just legends.
Just legends.
Just said legends.
Just legends and special people. So that's how you can win that. The No Alan No Party TV, because I know you all want these. Every time we put one up, people are like, when are they going back on sale? When are they going back on sale? I haven't got many left. Like, there's none to put back on sale. But if you want to win that, then just comment on the YouTube video, comment on the Facebook post, retweet the tweet that we've put out for the podcast, and you'll gain entry to win that, and we'll announce it in the next podcast. So that's it, Craig. We're done.
Finished.
We're done.
Episode 1.
No jingle, anything.
Sorted.
Should we have a jingle? Should there be a jingle?
We probably should. We've got the Bear Pit Raw that you usually
Yeah,
have.
I didn't want to rate people's ears every, the start.
Yeah. So we'll have a think about
We'll have a think about a jingle.
Don't
But
we?
that has been the Bear Pit Podcast. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.
Cheers.